So, about that Call of Duty beta, huh? Last weekend I played a lot of the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare beta on the PlayStation 4. At least as much as I could play. I do have opinions and first impressions on it, and they might be a bit controversial, primarily because I do not or had not have the same experience as most people, it seems. This video will be separated in two parts, you know the deal, the good and the bad. Keep in mind that this is just a beta, and it does not represent what the full game will feel like or play like. Well, probably will, but again, everything may be subject to change. The first good thing I want to talk about is one that not many people bring up, and it's the mouse and keyboard support. Yes, I have played most of my time with a mouse and a keyboard. Not that I'm really that bad with control, I'm pretty I'd say average with a controller. It's just that I much prefer and enjoy playing with a mouse and a keyboard more than a controller in first-person shooters. I can say without the shadow of a doubt that the mouse and the keyboard feels hugely better in the beta than it did back in the alpha. Back in the alpha, you could plug in a mouse and a keyboard and play with them no problem, but you had no settings to adjust or even somewhere to tell you the base key bindings. But the mouse had a horrible amount of input lag, and it made it pretty damn hard to have precise aiming. Now that I've tried it again in the beta, I can confidently say that all these issues have been addressed and fixed. You can now edit any of your keybinds, and I mean any. There are so many options for very granular control of how you want to play on the keyboard and the mouse. This is 100% for sure a proper mouse and keyboard support and not some half-ass attempt at a mouse and keyboard support on console. I will also add that I did not feel like I really had that much of an advantage, even playing against controller players. I don't know if I really played against good controller players, but honestly, I felt like it was pretty damn balanced. The gunplay feels amazing to play with. Guns are punchy as hell with proper recoil and sounds to go with it. This is like COD 4 levels of recoil, but with proper sound and animations. Talking about animations, each of the animations, whether it be reload animations, running animations, or even the flinch animation, everything feels polished and high quality. This game has a big budget and it fucking shows. The movement is a bit slower, yeah, but it has weight to it. With the addition of the tactical sprint, the movement feels different enough to not make it feel like every other boots on the ground Call of Duty before it. The Gunsmith is a great addition, and it will probably be missed if the next Call of Duties do not implement it. Think of it as a bit of a normal creative class, but with more balanced, I guess, but on drugs at the same time. You can do some stupid ass stuff, like putting a sniper scope on an AK, which is for sure impractical, but it's just fun to do. The amount of customizability is through the roof. Just look at the amount of different optics I could choose on the AK-47. And you wanna know the kicker? That's not even all of them. We were limited to level 20 or 30 for each gun, depending on their class. And I cannot wait to play around with every attachment. Not only that, but the kits that we sadly did not have access to will make each gun feel even more unique. You can tailor any weapon to your playstyle, and I love it. The graphics look phenomenal for a COD game. I applaud Infinity Ward for actually putting in the effort into further upgrading their engine to allow for such good looking graphics. From everything from the shadows to the guns to the lighting and the little bumps of cracks in the road. Everything has been polished to an extreme degree. Clearly Infinity Ward has put a lot of efforts into making this game actually good looking. I don't think I need to say much more, the footage you're seeing on your screen speaks for itself. Here comes a pretty damn controversial opinion. I do enjoy the maps that the beta provided. A lot of players did not enjoy them, and I can kind of understand where they're coming from. The maps are large for any recent Call of Duty standards. Not only that, but pretty much all of the last Call of Duties in the past for 5 years have had the 3-lane design. To me, most maps in those Call of Duties felt like the same, like it's all 3-lane design. They all play the exact same way. On the other hand, the maps in Modern Warfare are random and don't really go for a particular design choice. They're kind of all over the place, if I'm being honest. The maps they created are really to allow any kind of playstyle. And yes, camping is included in that list of playstyles. It's that freedom of playstyle and the randomness that I love. No maps feel the same as another because they're all designed differently. Cave is a bit more of a 2-lane map, with half of the map in the big cave with a lot of cover, and the second part with the outside with a few destroyed buildings and a bit more verticality. Gunrunner is an abandoned Trend cemetery with one straight lane with the trees on the side, and another one is a coal facility with a lot of corners and cover, and in the middle of the map you have 2 buildings on each side with a small area where a lot of the action takes places. Actually, while I'm writing this, I'm realizing Gunrunning is actually pretty much a 3-lane design map. But it doesn't feel like one, I guess. I like how not every gun is balanced. I will be the first one to say that the guns like the M14 and the SAW suck ass. But that's what makes them fun to use. It's like a way to give yourself a challenge, to prove to everybody in the lobby that you can still kick their asses, even with a bad gun. Snipers in particular are slow and do not really feel as smooth as in previous games, but it makes them so satisfying when you shoot straight on. It feels amazing. It always feels amazing to know that you don't need an overpowered weapon to do well in the game, even if you're against those overpowered weapons. I don't really like how the HUD looks. It feels a bit too cluttered to me, and I think they could really scale it down, or just give us the option to size it ourselves. I can understand it needs to be big, because a lot of people will be playing it on big TVs away from 1 to 2 meters, but really for people like me that play on a high refresh rate monitor, we just don't need it to be that big. Honestly, it kind of breaks the immersion a little. Give us the option to scale it down or just scale it down altogether. There are still a lot of things that need to be balanced. Now, I did say not too long ago that I did like that not every gun is balanced, because it allows for more option in your playstyles, but there's a limit on how overpowered something should be. Yes, I'm looking at you, FAMAS, seriously, a single 3-round burst to kill an enemy at medium range, close range that would make sense, but medium range, that's pretty damn overpowered if you ask me. Oh, and please make claymores stand out a bit more, they almost fade in the shadows and explode almost instantly without any warning. Just adding a little tick before it explode would go a long way in allowing skillful players to dodge the claymores. The performance on console is just not on par with Call of Duty standards, at least on the base PS4. It was less than enjoyable. I cannot see myself being able to play for that long with such an uneven frame rate. Maybe it's just me being a PC elitist, but the game feels really clunky to play at sometimes. From what I heard, a PS4 Pro version is fine, but the base PS4 really needs a bit of lowered settings. Just tone down a few settings to allow it to perform better, maybe the shadows or the SSAO. Just allow it to perform better. That will help a lot of people. Then again, I won't even be playing the game on PS4, so why would it really matter to me, huh? And these were my first thoughts about the Call of Duty Modern Warfare beta on the PlayStation 4. If you thought I was going to complain about the camping, newsflash, camping has always been a thing in Call of Duty. Grow up and accept it, and find a way to counter it. Just use nades, by the way. As that is said, I may or may not do another video on it after the second weekend with the PC beta, talking about crossplay, the PC performance, settings menu, and more if I feel like it's actually worth making a video on. Anyways, those were my first impressions. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell me your own opinions in the comments down below. Did you agree with some of my controversial opinions, or was I the complete opposite of your view? Enjoy the rest of this gameplay, and I'll see y'all in the next one.
Hostiles have Charlie. We're taking Bravo. We're on Bravo. Stand by. players wins. Give them a proper English welcome. That's the way. On to the next round. Give them a proper English welcome. They're hurt. Let's send them home. Switching sides. Give them a proper English welcome.